We are continuing with another special edition of the latest news to keep you in the groove with Maya. And we continue getting to talk to some of our friends from Arrow. They're not really my friends, they're really Maya's friends, and I just join in. And today is no different. Maya, who are we talking with today?
Juliana Harkavy.
Juliana, welcome.
Thank you, guys. I'm so excited to be here. Hi to everybody who's watching.
We are so excited to have you. Maya's got a ton of questions. Maya, take it away, girl.
Okay, so first of all, just thank you so much for calling in. I'm so excited to be talking to you.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm so honored. And as I was telling you earlier, I've been watching your interview, so I'm a big fan of yours as well.
Thank you. So my first question for you is, who or what inspired you to start acting?
Wow. So I was born in New York City, and that is a big hub for theater. And my parents would take me to see the theater when I was really young. And first play I ever saw called The Secret Garden, based on the book. And it starts off with a little girl. The way this production, it started off with a little girl on a swing, and the swing went from the back of the stage to the front of the theater, and she was just soaring over everybody. And I remember just looking up and thinking it was the most magical thing I'd ever seen. And I just knew whatever it was that she was doing, that was the only thing that I wanted to do in my life. So I never looked back. It was the moment I saw that play, I just knew.
Oh, cool. So you played Dinah Drake in one of my all-time favorite shows, Arrow. Could you relate to her in any way?
I could, really could. You know, I felt so lucky to play a character who was such a strong woman, but what I loved about her is that she's flawed. She's not perfect. She's always seeking the right thing. She's always seeking, you know, the way to be this hero that she wants to be. It's not like she's already there and perfect. And in a way, I think sometimes when role models are perfect and not flawed, it's unattainable. And I feel like she was so relatable to me, other young girls and women, because she wasn't perfect. She had a temper. She sometimes made bad choices. She made mistakes, and I think that's one of her great strengths.
Yeah. I loved just watching Dinah, and she was like my inspiration. So.
Oh, that makes me so happy. I love to hear that.
So, what was the best part of joining the Arrowverse?
I think at the time it was just the opportunity to play this iconic character and be part of such an incredible comic book history. But now, you know, 4 or 5 years, the best part has been exactly what we're doing now, and getting to meet new people and fans and have conversation. You know, meet kids who are going through something and need a little bit of inspiration or help or just lighten their lives, and being able to and share those experiences is by far the most valuable part of being in this universe.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I was like, finished the series yesterday, and I was so sad because I was watching it from like since October, and then like so much just, I mean, in my life has happened since then, and like Arrow was there to like just distract me and just like take me out of this world to Star City. And so I was just so sad that it was over.
Oh goodness. Wow. It warms my heart that we, you know, could get you through a tough time. And it was hard when it ended.
Yeah. So I know that you're also a musician, and that some of your music was featured in Arrow.
Yeah.
And you are so talented.
Oh.
What got you into music?
That, that kind of came around the same time, if not earlier than my desire to act, because in these plays that I would see, just incredible music. And I was very blessed to have parents who nurtured that by just filling up my nursery, like from the time I was 2 years old, with different musical instruments. And it was just always where I gravitated. It was always where I found it the easiest way to express myself. I used to have a little keyboard it wasn't a real keyboard. It kind of was like a tinker toy, but it had notes. And I would come home and I'd go see plays and then come home and figure out the songs from the plays on that little toy. So, and my parents just really fostered that and continued to let me take lessons. And never a super academic person. I always found it like my strength was in music and art and creativity. So that was always where I leaned.
Oh, cool. So who is your biggest musical inspiration?
Wow. Oh my goodness. There's so many from different genres. I like, for example, we were listening to Beyonce right before we came on here. So she's an example of just a woman who I find like so incredible and so inspiring musically. But I also love Janis Joplin. I love the Beatles. I'm inspired by classical musicians. I'm extremely inspired by Bach. So there's a wide range. Billie Eilish. It's constantly changing.
Oh, cool. So you've been in a lot of different types of projects, including the Dolphin Tale movies, The Walking Dead, and the horror movie The Last Shift. Have you had a favorite project or character that you've played?
Such a tough one. I have a deep love and relationship with every character I play, so it's really tough to choose one. But I have to go with Dinah Drake because it's the longest I've ever played a character. So I really got to know her. All the other characters I played, I love them, but there was sort of a finite amount of time that I played them. And Dinah, just especially once we were talking about doing a spinoff, I was able to really explore her backstory, her family, her talents, and her likes and her dislikes. And I think just because I know her deeper than any other character I've played, I would have to say Dinah.
Oh, cool. So is there someone who would be a dream to work with?
I think every actor has the same dream to work with Meryl Streep. But I feel like for me, that would just be the be all end all. And I would also love to work with Quentin Tarantino. I think he's an iconic director, and his style and his taste and his movie choices are epic. So that would be incredible.
Cool. Yeah. So do you ever get anxious before filming a scene or like before an audition? And if so, do you have a ritual that helps calm you down?
I love that question. Yeah, I do. I get really nervous sometimes. I remember especially the first like 2 weeks on Arrow, I was like sick to my stomach before we started shooting every day. I was so nervous. And, but I find that nervousness is a good indication that you care about something and you're excited, and nervousness can be really easily transferred into excitement if you do, if you're conscious and you know how to do that. And so my ritual is a lot of breathing, a lot of breath work, and also affirmations, just like either into a mirror or just to myself, and reminding myself, you are exactly where you need to be, you're exactly where you're meant to be, like you're and just positive things like you're going to do great, like you got this. And I think positive self-talk is so important, no matter what it is about, whether it's acting or going through a treatment or just anything that makes you feel a little unstable. Positive self are so important.
Yeah. I got this arrow necklace in October, and I really haven't taken it off since I got it.
Oh, I love it. Does it say something?
Yeah, it says you have failed this city.
That's awesome. That's awesome. If you don't know the show, you would think that's not a positive affirmation, but if you watch Arrow, it's a good.
Yeah, that's what my mom was saying. She was saying anybody who hasn't seen the show is gonna think it's the worst motivational necklace ever. So I was like, well, then they could ask and I could say it's from Arrow, and if they haven't seen it, then they could go watch it. And I
love it.
Say you have to go watch Arrow. So
I love it. You should. I wish we had you on the show the whole time to help us promote.
So if you could have any song playing to announce your entrance into a room, what song would it be?
Beyonce is on the brain today. We're connected somewhere in the universe, but I don't know if you saw Homecoming Live. It's her live show that she did at Coachella, and it's incredible. And she has a gigantic, 100-piece New Orleans jazz band, with the big brass instruments. And the intro that she walks into is the most, I was just telling my fiance, I was asking, do you think this would be appropriate to walk down the aisle to for my wedding? Because it is just it's the best entrance music. And I think it's just the welcome, it's the intro. If you get a chance to listen to it, it really gets you pumped up. So that would definitely be my intro.
Oh. Yeah. So is there a show that you're currently binge watching?
I just finished Schitt's Creek, which isn't, well, it depends on your age. It's not totally child friendly, but not totally not child friendly. So I think it's just parents' discretion, but it's so funny. And also, did you watch it?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I really liked it.
It was so written. At first, I wasn't sure if I was going to be captivated. I just kept watching and I fell in love with the characters. And now I am addicted to the Great British Baking Show. It is it's the most peaceful, uplifting show. It inspires me to bake. It's really good. It's on Netflix if you haven't seen it. It's really, really good.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I like I said, I just finished watching Arrow, and so now I'm gonna start watching Legends of Tomorrow. And
I love that show.
Oh, cool. Yeah, this everything going on, quarantine has given me a chance I rewatched all of The Flash, and then I binge watched Arrow, and now I'm going to binge watch Legends of Tomorrow. Awesome. And so I'm this is the best way to spend quarantine. So
for sure. Yeah, I love that. That's you. There's a lot to catch up on.
Yeah. So, what is your biggest pet peeve?
Wow, such good questions. Biggest pet peeve. I think my biggest pet peeve is, well, I was going to say when people are mean to animals, but that's beyond a pet peeve. That's something that deeply, deeply disturbs me. I can't I have 2 old dogs, and you hear stories and see incidents where people are cruel to animals, and that's really the thing in this world that gets to me the most. But I'm also not a fan of interrupting. I get annoyed when people interrupt and like someone's like really into a story and then somebody's just on their own train of thought. I mean, it happens to the best of us, but yeah, on a smaller scale, interrupting. On a larger scale, animal cruelty.
Yeah. Yeah. So my last question for you is, who do you consider to be a real life superhero and why?
Oh, wow. In my life personally, my dad is my superhero, and I think that the best way that we can, like, there's an expression, if you want to change the world, start with your block, start with your neighborhood, start with your, so it starts on a very small level. Like one person in your life, I think, can create a ripple effect. And my dad has just been a real rock. He was a hero. He did, he was in the Army, and he fought, and he also was a soldier for our family, and he really kept our family together, and I'm just very by him. So my dad, and I have to say, I consider what you do and what you're doing here to be extremely heroic work. You're helping so many people. You're helping yourself through something that many people couldn't even imagine how to get through, and helping everybody who you touch. So you're a real life hero as well.
Thank you.
I'm really inspired by you. When I heard your story and I saw your interviews, I was just kind of in awe of how you've taken this and turned it into something so good and so inspirational. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for calling in. I just had the greatest time talking to you.
Me too. And I would love to talk to you again anytime. I'm always here for you, and sending so much love to everybody. I hope everybody's feeling good today, and just sending so much love.
Well, thank you so much for spending so much time with us here at Children's Hospital Colorado. I know the kids enjoyed hearing everything you were telling us about, and I know Maya will keep us updated on where to see you on the big screen and on the TV and on the theater and wherever it may be. So we look forward to following that as well. If you're ever here in Colorado, know that we'd love to have you stop by and meet all of the patients and the families. I'm sure they'd love to meet you.
I will definitely take you up on that.
All right. Well, you have a great day, and thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.